In today's video, I'm going to show you how I put on a solid 8 kilograms of lean muscle. And it wasn't done with any crazy diet or training program. It was just simple food, training, and routine done consistently over time. So let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about where I started. Back then, I weighed in at around 70 kilograms. To be honest, I was pretty average in terms of shape. My diet wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't optimal for building muscle. And when it came to training, I had some decent experience, but I hadn't been consistent. So essentially, we're looking at restarting properly from scratch. The reason why I didn't go down the extreme diet and extreme training route is that I wanted something simple and sustainable. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a big goal like putting on 20 kilograms of muscle, it'll probably take some sacrifices. But I've seen so many people sacrifice too much. They go all in for 6 months and then burn out. By taking a more moderate approach, I managed to make gradual progress over the course of a year. And by the end of it, I was stronger, more confident, and healthier. And that's the real secret to long-term success. So the main thing I focused on was my nutrition. I chose to eat simple whole foods that were easy to stick to and affordable. This meant lean meat, potatoes, eggs, rice, and green veggies. Now, these foods are packed with everything your body needs to build muscle. And they're also very filling, which helped me avoid hunger and cravings. When it comes to the actual structure of my meals, I aimed for around 4 to 5 meals spread across the day. This helped me keep my energy levels up throughout the day and ensure that I was getting enough protein without overloading myself with massive meals. And as an example, my meals would look like this. I'd have 2 slices of bread with ranch, tomato, lettuce, cheese, and ham, 1 scoop of plain yogurt with fruit, a bowl of oatmeal with milk and fruit, and 1 scoop of casein protein powder. Or another option could be 2 slices of toast with avocado and egg, 2 Tabana yogurts, 1 coffee with milk, and 1 protein shake. Now, meal prepping was crucial to my success because it saved me time and helped me stay consistent. I would cook large batches of food and store them in containers ready to go. Some of my favorite go-to meals included chicken and rice, ground turkey with sweet potato and broccoli, and grilled steak with mashed cauliflower. I would repeat what worked and avoid what didn't work. For example, if I made a meal that only lasted me 2 days, I'd make sure to double or triple the recipe next time. As for portion sizes, I focused on getting enough protein while keeping the carbs and fats in check. I aimed for around 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Now, this might seem like a lot, but it's actually quite standard for someone trying to gain muscle mass. When it comes to the other macronutrients, I focused on quality over quantity. I chose healthy fats and complex carbohydrates that were rich in nutrients and fiber. This helped me feel full and satisfied, while still providing my body with the energy it needed to recover and grow. Now, training was just as important as nutrition. I followed a full body split, training 5 to 6 days a week. I'll share my exact workout routine later in the video, but the key is to focus on compound lifts like squats, rows, overhead press, and bench press. These exercises work multiple muscle groups at once and are highly effective for building overall strength and muscle mass. To help with recovery, I made sure to get enough sleep. I aimed for 7 to 8 hours per night, and I also incorporated active rest days where I would do light cardio or yoga. This helped improve my blood flow and reduce muscle soreness. One of the things that really helped me stay motivated and on track was tracking my progress. I would take weekly photos to monitor my body composition. I kept a gym logbook to track my workouts, and I paid attention to how I felt each day. This helped me see the improvements I was making, and it reminded me why I started in the first place. Now let's talk about supplements. I didn't believe in relying on supplements to do all the work, but I did use a few to support my goals. Creatine is a popular supplement for increasing muscle mass and strength. I took it moderately according to the instructions. I also used whey protein when my meals were short on protein. This helped me meet my daily protein goals without adding extra calories. But I didn't go overboard with supplements. I knew that they wouldn't replace good nutrition and training. As for cardio, I kept it light and only did it a couple of times a week. My goal was to burn off any excess energy, improve my cardiovascular health, and maintain a healthy body fat percentage. I used a combination of running and cycling, and I tried to keep each session under 30 minutes. Let's talk about how I prevented excess fat gain. I chose nutrient-dense foods that were low in calories and high in fiber. This helped me feel full for fewer calories. Second, I paid attention to portion sizes. I used measuring cups and food scales to ensure I was getting the right amount of food. Third, I tracked my calories in a food diary. This helped me stay accountable and make adjustments as needed. Fourth, I did light cardio. As mentioned earlier, I kept it light and only did a couple of times a week. And finally, I monitored my body fat percentage. I took measurements and tracked my progress to make sure I was staying within my target range. Now let's address the elephant in the room. I didn't follow a fancy diet or use any extreme methods. I simply focused on consistent effort over time. This meant eating clean, whole foods, training hard, and getting enough rest. While there are shortcuts and fads in the fitness industry, they're not necessary for long-term success. In terms of my training plan, here's what my weekly schedule looked like. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday were my main lifting days where I would focus on compound exercises like squats, rows, overhead press, and bench press. I would train each muscle group for around 45 to 60 minutes. On Tuesday and Thursday, I would do either light cardio or active rest like yoga. And on Saturday and Sunday, I would rest and recover. Of course, this is just a template, and you should adjust it based on your own needs and preferences. Here's a sample workout. Warm up for 5 minutes. Then perform 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps for each exercise with a weight that challenges you within that rep range. Aim for a weight that will make your last few reps challenging. Rest for 1 to 2 minutes between sets and choose exercises that hit the same muscle groups each workout to create a balanced routine. My top tip for beginners is to focus on proper form and technique. This will help you prevent injuries and maximize your results. If you're unsure how to perform an exercise, ask a trainer or watch instructional videos. Start with a weight that you can control and gradually increase the weight as you get stronger. Let's talk about the most common question. How long did it take me to see results? It typically takes around 12 weeks to see noticeable changes in your body composition. However, everyone is different and your results may vary. Factors such as genetics, age, metabolism, and lifestyle can all affect your progress. It is important to be patient and consistent with your efforts and focus on making gradual improvements over time. I want to leave you with one final message. The best advice that helped me was to focus on habits, not shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to success in fitness or in life. It takes time, effort, and dedication. Don't fall for the latest fad diets or training programs. Instead, focus on building healthy habits that you can sustain over the long term. Stay consistent, be patient, and enjoy the process. So there you have it. That's how I gained 8 kilograms of muscle in a year. In the end, it wasn't about the extreme diet or the fancy training program. It was about making small, consistent changes to my nutrition, training, and lifestyle. Remember, it's not about finding the fastest way to reach your goals. It's about finding a sustainable way. You don't have to sacrifice your entire life for a short-term result. You can make gradual changes that fit your lifestyle and still achieve amazing results. Stay consistent, be patient, and enjoy the process.